You did everything right, the degree, the job, the plan your parents gave you, and somehow you're still behind, not a little behind, significantly behind. Like the harder you work, the further the finish line moves. Here's the truth nobody is saying out loud. The rules changed. Somewhere between your parents' generation and yours, the whole game flipped. And most people are grinding their entire lives inside a strategy that stopped working before they even started. This video is going to show you exactly what changed, why it changed, and what the people actually winning today are doing that nobody taught you in school. Stay with me, because by the end of this, the way you see money will never be the same. And the thing that changed isn't what most people think. It's not the economy, it's not inflation, it's not even the housing market. It's something much deeper than that. And I'll show you exactly what it is. Part 1, the world your parents grew up. And close your eyes for a second and picture this. It's 1975, your dad graduates high school, walks into a factory, no degree, no connections, no LinkedIn profile, gets hired on the spot, works there for 35 years, and when he leaves, the company hands him a pension, guaranteed income, every month for the rest of his life. Your parents buy a house in 1978 for $48,000. That same house today is worth $400,000. College costs $500 a semester. You work one summer job, tuition is paid, one income, one house, one job, and it was enough. Not just enough, it was a good life. Now zoom into today. You graduated with $40,000 in student debt. The entry-level job barely covers rent. That house your parents bought for $48,000? The equivalent today costs $380,000, and the bank wants 20% down before they'll even look at you. That's $76,000 you need to save before you even start. Same dream, completely different math. And here's what makes this so dangerous. Nobody updated the instructions. Your parents handed you a map to a city that no longer exists, and most people are still following it, wondering why they can't find the destination. Part 2, the 3 silent shifts that broke everything. Here's what actually changed, and pay attention because each of these is costing you more than you realize. Shift 1, housing stopped being a home and became an investment vehicle. In 1980, the average home cost roughly 3 times the average annual income. Today, it's over 7 times. Your parents didn't just get lucky. They bought into a system where housing was still accessible. You're entering a system where housing has become a wealth preservation tool for people who already have wealth. The game changed, nobody told you. Shift 2, education became a debt sentence. The original deal was simple. Get a degree, get a good job, pay it off in a few years, move on. That deal is dead. Today, the average student loan balance is $37,000, and that degree, the one that was supposed to open every door, it's now just a requirement to be considered for the interview. You paid $40,000 for a ticket to the starting line, not the finish line. The starting line, shift 3, the pension died and nobody replaced it. Your grandfather's employer funded his retirement. Your employer hands you a 401k brochure, points at a website, and says, figure it out. The responsibility completely shifted from employer to employee, and in the same moment that responsibility shifted, the financial education to handle it never arrived. So now you're expected to manage your own investments, build your own retirement, protect your own futures with zero training on how any of it actually works. That is not your fault, but it is your problem, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can actually fix it. Here's something nobody in personal finance wants to say directly. The American dream wasn't a universal promise. It was a window, a specific window, roughly 1950 to 1990, where housing prices, job stability, education costs, and economic growth all aligned in a way that made the middle class genuinely achievable for ordinary people. That window closed. And I am not saying that to make you feel hopeless. I'm saying it because the single most expensive thing you can do right now is keep playing a game that ended before you were born. Here's what separates the people winning financially today from everyone else. It is not intelligence, it is not connections, it is not even income. It is the willingness to admit that the old map is wrong and go find a new one. Your parents' strategy was complete for their era. Yours requires a completely different approach, and the people who figure that out early, they don't just keep up. They pull so far ahead that the gap becomes almost impossible to close. Part 3. Why loyalty to a company is quietly costing you a fortune. Let me show you something that will make you rethink your entire career strategy. In 1983, the average American stayed at a job for 10 years. Today, 4.1 years. And here is the part that should make your stomach drop. People who strategically change jobs every 2 to 3 years earn, on average, 50% more over their careers than people who stay and wait for raises.
50% more. Over a lifetime, that is hundreds of thousands of dollars. Your parents believed in loyalty. Stay with the company, put in the years, they will take care of you. And in their era, that was sometimes true. In yours, the average company will replace you within 30 days if the quarter demands it. They are not loyal to you, and the data says, financially, you cannot afford to be unconditionally loyal to them. The new rule is this: treat your career the way a smart investor treats a portfolio. You do not stay in a bad investment out of loyalty, you optimize. You move when a better return appears. You keep your options open. Loyalty is for your family, for your values, for your word, not for a corporation that views you as a line item on a budget spreadsheet. Part 4. The ownership economy, the game that actually exists today. Now, here is where everything shifts. Because yes, the old game is harder to win, but a completely new game opened up, and the people who found it early are building more wealth faster than any previous generation had the tools to do. It is called the ownership economy. Old economy. You trade time for money. You work, you get paid. You stop working, money stops. Your income is permanently capped by the number of hours in a day. Ownership economy. You build things that earn without you. A piece of content that gets viewed 1,000,000 times while you sleep. A rental property that deposits money into your account every month. An index fund that compounds quietly in the background for 30 years. A business built on systems, not just your hours. An audience that trusts you and acts on what you recommend. These are called assets, and assets are the only real path to wealth that has ever existed. Here is what is different now. The previous generation had extremely limited access to these tools. You have unlimited access. A 22-year-old today can start an online business with zero capital, can invest in the S&P 500 with literally $1, can build an audience of 1,000,000 people with a phone and an idea, can access real estate investment without owning a single property. The tools exist. The opportunity exists. The only question is whether you will bring yesterday's thinking to today's opportunity and wonder why it is not working. Let me give you the clearest picture I know how to paint. Right now, today, there are two types of people in this economy. The first group rents their time. They wake up and trade hours for dollars. Their income has a hard ceiling, 24 hours in a day, and you cannot work all of them. When they stop working, money stops. One layoff, one health crisis, one economic downturn, and everything is in danger. The second group deploys their time into assets. Every hour they work builds something that keeps paying them after the work stops. Their income is not capped by hours. It is only capped by how many assets they own. When they stop working, the assets keep working. Here is what makes this so important to understand. Both groups might be working the exact same hours right now. Both might be making the exact same income right now. But 10 years from now, their financial lives will look completely unrecognizable from each other. The difference is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is not connections or background or family money. It is one decision. Are you building something that compounds, or are you collecting a paycheck that disappears the moment you earn it? That single decision, made consistently over time, is the entire gap between the two groups. Part 5. The new rules. What you actually need to do. So what does playing the new game actually look like in practice? Rule 1. Income is fuel, not the destination. Every dollar you earn is a decision waiting to happen. Does this dollar go toward lifestyle or toward ownership? The answer to that question, made consistently over years, determines everything. Rule 2. Stop waiting for the right time to start investing. There is no right time. The market will always feel uncertain. Life will always feel unstable. The cost of waiting is not zero. It is compounding working against you instead of for you. Every year you delay is a year of growth you can never recover. Rule 3. Build one income stream that does not require your time. Not 10, not 5, 1. It does not need to replace your job.
It does not need to be impressive. It just needs to exist. One investment,
One digital product, one piece of content that earns. Start there, build from there. Rule 4. Stop measuring your wealth by what you earn. Start measuring it by what you own. Your salary is not your net worth. Your salary is just the starting material. What you build with it, that is your wealth. The American dream did not die. It evolved. And the people who recognized that evolution early, who adapted instead of complaining, are the ones living it. Not the version their parents had, a better one. One built on ownership, not dependence, on assets, not just hours, on a system that earns, not just a job that pays. The ones who didn't adapt, they are working harder than any previous generation and wondering why it never feels like enough. So here is the question I want to leave you with. Are you still following a map that was drawn for a world that no longer exists? Or are you willing to pick up a new one? Because here is what I know to be true. The gap between those two decisions compounds. Every year you play the old game is a year you are not building in the new one. And that gap, left unclosed, becomes a chasm. Tell me in the comments, what is the one thing you were told about money growing up that you now realize was completely wrong? I read every comment on this channel, and that question always unlocks the most honest, most important conversations we have. If this video made you see the financial world differently, you are exactly the kind of person this channel was built for. Not people looking for shortcuts, people serious enough to understand the real game and disciplined enough to play it. Finance with Kash. See you in the next one. But before you go, I need to tell you something. Everything I just showed you, the new rules, the new tools, the ownership economy, most people will hear all of it and still not change. Not because they do not want to, not because they cannot afford to, but because of something running quietly in the background. Something most people do not even know exists. A script written by your upbringing, your environment, your earliest experiences with money, that is making financial decisions for you right now, without your permission, without your awareness. The next video is the one most financial channels are afraid to make. It is called, You're Not Broke, You're Programmed That Way. And it will show you exactly what that script says and how to rewrite it. Watch it next. It might be the most important video on this channel.